Welcome to With Love, Vanessa, episode 9. It is entitled, Elevate Your Date. Now, of course, when you're planning your date, the first thing to do is make absolutely sure to trim your bush. It is amazing. I find it absolutely astounding how one's bush simply runs free. It just erupts all over the place. There are tufts, there are thickets. It's very, very important to rein your bush in, maintain it, manicure it, and make sure pre-date there's not a stray piece of foliage or wisp of activity where you wouldn't wish to find one. So come with me while I retrim my bush. You'll see, look, wildly out of control. Trim. You want neatness. You want, sometimes you don't want an obstructed view. You know, whatever it is that your bush conceals, you'd like to see that clearly without any interference with the view. It really does depend, of course, on the predilection of the person with whom you're going on the date. Sometimes I find it's courteous to send an email, a pre-date email. In what kind of state would you like to encounter my bush? And you know, if the person responds, clipped right back, short back and sides on the bush, then you oblige by doing exactly that. If the person says retro, rather 70s, then you can let your bush run free. You can let your bush grow wildly all over the place. You can let your bush, you know, sprout. Let your bush sprout, even at the side of your gusset. You can let your bush sprout free. But I always think bespoke trimming of the bush is a lovely sign. It's a way to elevate your date. It's a way to say, I thought of you. I thought of you before the hors d'oeuvre. I thought of you before the delightful chocolate finger. I thought of you before the lunchbox. I thought of you and I trimmed my bush accordingly. Very important to do. Among the floriferous abundance beside my front door, and I've had many compliments on my front doors, many a swain, a besotted lover, a troubadour has said, Vanessa, I would like to bash down your front door. And I always consider that to be an elegant and delicate compliment. So this is my front door and the compliments are abounding. But beside my front door, I have a floriferous display, as you can see, of daisies, wallflowers. I have tulips as well and pansies. But among them, I have something very, very important. I suggest you elevate your front door display by including among it some of this. Now, this you may not know what it is if you lead an ordinary humdrum pedestrian life. You may only have ever smelled this in a tube of Colgate. But I'll show you. This is French mint. Not any fresh mint, but French mint with a bit of joie de vivre, a bit of ooh la la, a bit of sacre bleu. It's beautiful. It's French mint. It smells just like Colgate, which is always a good thing. And before you go on a date, this is what you do. You take your French mint, you elevate your breath by chomping upon a leaf of it. And you will find that your kisses are positively alpine. As your swain enfolds you in his manly embrace, he will say, San Moritz, and you will say, darling, but of course your mouth will be full. Preparing for your date. Let's begin at the beginning. You have all seen the film Lady and the Tramp, and you have watched, haven't you, rather romantically, slightly aroused, of course, as Lady and the Tramp nibble on the same strand of spaghetti. She begins at one end, he at the other, nibble, 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 and you know what happens in the middle. However, I prevail upon you. In fact, I beseech you, elevate the pasta. You don't want to be nibbling on spaghetti. You want to do something sweeter, something more toothsome, something less predictable. So this is what I suggest. These are marvellous. I got them at the Isle of Tescos, and they are called strawberry flavour pencils. Have you ever heard of anything quite so charming, so darling, so elevated? So then when your beloved arrives, you take your little strawberry pencil, you start to chew, like this, very delicately, and you ask him to chew the other end. He will chew, and actually I can't really do this on my own, Mark, for God's sake, come in here, man up. Come on, don't be ridiculous. Don't start trembling and making a big thing out of it, for God's sake, right. Here you are. Put that in and nibble. Right. Nibble, nibble. Is it good for you? Are you liking it? How is it? Is it gorgeous? Is it a lovely thing? Sexy? Very, very okay. That's what I mean. Preparation for your date. You want to dress enticingly, enchantingly, beguilingly, seductively, but don't forget to elevate. Don't make it too obvious. You do not want your bazookas out, nipples on a string, side boob visible. Don't want to get your panani out saying, hello, welcome to my... It's none of that. It's subtle. It's subtle. You're suggesting your silhouette beneath your beautiful flowing garments. And this is how to do it. If you do as I do, you will strike. Cupid's dart will ping straight into the heart of the object of your affection. Do simply this. The ladies and some gentlemen will like to follow suit. This is the dress, puff sleeves, demure. I could be Heidi. I could be one of the Waltons. Watch this. Voila. The transformation, the décolletage just hinted at, the embonpoint suggested but not displayed, the shoulders, oh Pre-Raphaelite, oh Botticelli, oh you have elevated yourself, ladies and some gentlemen of that proclivity. That is all it takes, just the shoulder, the greatest non-declared erogenous zone. You try this and get straight back to me on my YouTube page. The problem is, where are Netflix when we need them? I still don't have my kitchen island. Netflix, whither art thou? Come on, look at this, look. What kind of advice can you get free of charge of this quality? Now I'm going to take it further. I'm going to elevate the elevated. Here you are with just a tantalizing pair of shoulders on display. What do you do next? You might think, you know what I'm going to say. You might think, I spray myself, Vanessa. I bedew myself with expensive fragrance and scent. I say, do not do that. Do this. This is vodka. It's a tiny little bottle of black cow vodka. You take the bottle of vodka. You break the seal. Now, everywhere you wish to be kissed, behind your ears, in the swell of your throat, above your décolletage, you place a little bit of vodka and then you run it exactly where you would like your swain to run his tongue, up the inside of your arm like that, to the crook of your elbow where you would like him to linger. That is what you do. You do it with neat vodka and you wait to see those pheromones aflame. You wait to see yourself taken by the hair and dragged to his tent, ladies. Vodka and all the parts you want to be kissed, and do not forget, under any circumstances, the backs of the knees. Next step of pre-date preparation. You take your lipstick, the one that you want him to remember you by. You apply your lipstick to your lips like this, and then you take the glass into which you are going to pour his aperitif, and you place upon the glass a tender and elevated kiss, like so. And you are handing him a kiss in a glass, and you do it again and again. I think I need more lipstick. I'm going to put some more lipstick. Hang on, more lipstick. Hold on a second. Hang on, you're getting the gist of it now, though. More lipstick, more kissing. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's very pretty. And what you're saying is, I kiss you. I hand you my kiss. No other woman's kiss will be identical to this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. Dami basia mille, as Catullus said, give me 1,000 kisses. You don't really want to do it 1,000 times. In fact, you can give it to somebody who works for you. Just hand them your lipstick and a glass and say, look, I've got very busy doing other things. I need to tell the nanny what to do. And of course, I need to send my children an email every single day of their lives saying, this is what you had for breakfast, and this is what you had for tea, and this is what you said that was very amusing about something on television. An email from me to you. I do that to both my adult daughters every single day without fail. And I think it would be delightful if you did it to all your friends. Send every single one of your many friends, people you've known for a couple of weeks, couple of days, an email every single day outlining why you like them, what it is they did that day, what they might have been wearing, what you were wearing, and just send it to them. Send it to them. You'll find your friends are showered in an abundance of your love and attention. Keep sending emails. Keep sending them daily. Hand this bit of lipstick in the glass to somebody who works for you and tell them to get kissing. As soon as somebody who works for you has given the glass a thoroughly good snog off, what you need to do is elevate that glass by putting it on the column of elevation. Now, I hope by now, we've reached episode 9, that you have purchased your own column of elevation, Doric, Ionic, Corinthian, from the With Love Vanessa range at £349, and you can finish it in any finish you like: stalactite, stalagmite, gold-plated. You can cover it in a vajazzle, any beads left over from your vaginal decoration you simply just put on for embellishment on the column. It can be anything you want it to be, this column, but you need it for elevating purposes. So you take your glass of kisses, you place it on the elevation column, and then you pour into it this delightful rosé, which I must say I have been enjoying today, and absolutely, hang on, so refreshing. Pour that in there, and then you add just a little je ne sais quoi. Now, I don't know if you have this beverage where you live or where you come from, but in the United Kingdom, we call it Rabina. Rabina. And Rabina is made with the purest juices of the purest black currants, and it smells a little like cough medicine. And quite frankly, it tastes a little like cough medicine, but in the best possible way. So you pour just a little, look at that, and immediately it turns into this purple, ruby red. It is a cocktail of kings, and into it you fling a couple of Tesco's finest blueberries, like so, like so. And there you have a cocktail for a king, and just the final touches. You'll know what I'm going to do now, won't you? By now you've got the gist. By now you are naturally becoming elevated to such a point that you don't even need to think about it. You are elevating yourself. You're even taller. Lots of people are getting in touch and saying, Vanessa, I have grown taller. I literally have elevated myself. I was kind of a little bit hunched. I was oppressed. I was small and shrunken. My knees were bent. I was walking through that. And then, Vanessa, you elevated me, and suddenly I flowered and I grew like the most sumptuous tree in the forest. I have literally elevated. And then you take the dried flower petals, currently available actually at the knockdown price, £19.75 per box from the With Love Vanessa range, and just sprinkle and adorn, sprinkle and adorn. And that is the perfect beginning to the perfect date.